How do you let go of the toxic relationship and move on? Now, people, if you are dealing with a pathological narcissist, the first thing that you truly need to know, and you need to know this at your core, is that narcissist behavior has nothing to do with you. All right? And what exactly do I mean that their behavior has nothing to do with you? What I mean is that you are not the cause for their behavior, right? I can control my actions. Similarly, you can control your actions. The same thing applies to the pathological narcissist. Now, if you were dealing with a pathological narcissist, again, these toxic personality types, one of their main manipulation tactics is projection, right? And gaslighting. And two of these manipulations in tandem, they use the both of them together to gaslight you and trick you into believing that you are the cause of the issues in their life. See, the thing is, if you're dealing with a narcissist, they're based in shame and they're unable to move past their pride. And in order to get to a higher level, well, you have to let go of a lower level emotion. And pathological narcissists are incapable of letting go of their pride to get to courage. So pride comes before the fall, and they fall right back down to shame to go through another shame pride cycle. That is who you are dealing with, a very prideful, dysfunctional pride, not confidence. What we're talking about here is grandiosity. And people, whenever you identify a grandiose individual, you know that you're dealing with someone with deep seated insecurities. Because confidence does not need to brag. Grandiosity does, because grandiosity is not confidence. Grandiosity is false confidence, it is false pride. Pathological narcissists have pathologically low self esteem, it is little to non existent. Narcissism is a shame based disorder. And when you truly understand that shame based people hate themselves, and they cover this up with grandiosity because they hate themselves, right? The grandiosity is the mask, the grandiosity is the mirror for the self hatred. If someone hates themselves, they are incapable of loving you. And it's simply because love does not exist in the third dimension where pathological narcissists live. They live under the bridge, and what you find under the bridge are grumpy old trolls. They're troll spirits. Envious spirits are always angry and irritable and fear based spirits. And these fear based spirits must lash out at other people because this is how they feel strong in the level of consciousness that they operate at. Now, in order to truly heal from narcissistic abuse, we have to look at the childhood trauma, the childhood attachment trauma that we had with our dysfunctional, emotionally immature caregivers, emotionally unavailable caregivers that forced us into these dysfunctional relationships in the first place. Because what you will see, and here's the shortcut, it's up to you to get yourself across the finish line, but here's the shortcut. When you have a child that is emotionally neglected, when their emotional needs are not met, you'll see where that child goes into adulthood with that same behavior. And they will attract emotionally unavailable people that make them feel very similar to those emotionally immature caregivers. Right? Because if you're watching this video, I know that you are most likely assigned the scapegoat role or the lost child role in your dysfunctional family system, because that is the role that I was placed into also. And because of this, then our needs were met the least because we're pushed off to the side, you see. A good bit of the energy, or most of the energy, or most of the attention you will see will go to the golden child in these dysfunctional family systems. And the scapegoats are pushed off to the side, which means that our emotional needs are met the least. So we get a bulk of the emotional neglect. And this is what we bring into adulthood. And this is why we attract these toxic, narcissistic individuals. Because you can think of an emotional wound as something that is not physical. You can't see it. But it's kind of like you have a lot of wounds you can't see, but it's there. And you're in the middle of the ocean and you're a bleeding fish, confused why you are surrounded by sharks. You're surrounded by sharks because you're bleeding. You cannot see predators, abusive people for who they are, because the first people that abused you or neglected you were the people that you grew up with. Your dysfunctional caregivers. So in order to heal and truly let go and truly move on, we have to address the childhood neglect, abuse, etc. that we went through that caused us to be attracted to these toxic personality types. Because if we were attracted to toxic people, then we grew up in a toxic environment. So it is important that you take a very objective look at how you were raised. Find the situations that were less than nurturing. And people understand that when it comes to emotional neglect, and that really is your core wound. Not to say that there aren't, maybe other wounds, but that's the core wound, right? It's the core wound of emotional neglect that pushes us into these toxic relationships. You cannot see emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. This is why I often bring in spirituality and emotional intelligence into these different videos, because it is of the most importance, people, that you understand that you're a spiritual being having a physical experience. However, you have access to your mind power, your willpower, and your emotions as a tool. So we have to raise our emotional awareness, right? We have to also raise our awareness at the mind level. We have to learn new information. That is why you're on these different narcissistic abuse recovery channels like NarcDojo and the other channels and so on. Because there is something that we have to know. We have to put that into the mind, and we also have to raise our emotional IQ, because we grew up around emotionally immature people. It really is that point blank. And because we cannot see emotions, then it's very hard for us to detect emotional neglect. If somebody physically abused you, then at least you'd have scars. You have physical proof. When it comes to emotional neglect, oftentimes it is very hard to see because it is invisible. And it very well may be that you have a blind spot and you need to reach out to a coach, a therapist, or a counselor to help you see those blind spots so you can properly heal. Because emotional wounds are just like physical wounds. You just can't see them. And this is why we attract toxicity. So what happens is when we are healing our childhood trauma, we're going to go to those formative years, those foundational years, and find the things that were less than nurturing. And what will truly happen here is we're going to make the subconscious conscious, and that is how we heal. But always remember, because again, if you're seeing this video, you're most likely gaslit out of your sanity. And this is what narcissistic abuse is. It is covert, it is insidious, and oftentimes we're not able to catch it until we are out. Because again, a lot of us did not know this information. However, understand that narcissistic abuse, it is not your fault. Pathological narcissists like to project their deep-seated insecurities onto other people. They feel better about their pathologically low self-esteem when they pull other people down. Just like crabs in a barrel, they are low vibrational beings. Every single day, a pathological narcissist wakes up there in shame. They're in a state of self loathing. And at best, they get to dysfunctional pride. Pride comes before the fall. They fall right back down to shame. So you're dealing with a very toxic individual. And if someone has toxicity inside, well, that toxicity will eventually go outside. If you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. If you squeeze a grape, you're going to get grape juice. So as you heal, you'll be better able to identify abusive people, toxic people, emotionally unstable people, emotionally immature people. And then similarly, you're going to be able to find high vibrational people, people that have been working on themselves, people that are not stuck in their lower ego state. And if someone is stuck in their lower ego state, then they're going to be a very prideful person, a very dictatorial person. They're going to act like a dictator because they're stuck in victim abuser consciousness. Any relationship that you're going to get into them is going to be a victim abuser type one. They're going to be the dictator and you need to be their slave. You need to be their little minion. They want to put their foot on your neck and you are supposed to accept it. So know that you do have the capacity to attract healthy and wholesome people into your space, but you do this by truly understanding who you are, your spiritual nature. And as being a spiritual being, you do have the capacity to attract what you want, but you have to be clear. Your mind has to be clear, right? Your emotions also have to be clear. We cannot be carrying around emotional baggage. And as we continue to heal, you will see where you'll attract more positive individuals into your life. So how do you let go and move on? Number one, know that narcissist behavior has nothing to do with you. Narcissists are shame-based people that cannot move past their pride. They are stuck in a shame-pride cycle. They're stuck in a negative state. They are stuck in a low vibrational state. They're stuck in misery. People, they're stuck in suffering. And people that are in a state of suffering within must inflict that suffering on the external world. And because narcissists are stuck at this low vibrational level, they must gaslight. It is imperative that they gaslight. It is imperative that they twist your mind and bend your reality to their reality. And this will allow you to stay in that toxic, codependent relationship because misery loves company. Number one, narcissist behavior has everything to do with them, nothing to do with you. As people here on this planet, my behavior is my responsibility. Your behavior is your responsibility. And the same thing applies to the dog down the road. Second of all, know that you must address childhood wounds that caused this maladaptive attachment. There are core wounds that must be addressed so that we can properly heal from narcissistic abuse, because otherwise we will attract and accept more toxic, dysfunctional people. Could be an intimate relationship, could be a friendship, could be a business relationship. The person could be a co-worker, etc. All of this again boils down to that narcissistic, dysfunctional family system that most of us grew up in, where we were assigned the roles of lost child or scapegoat. All of this, again, is emotional neglect, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and so on. And thirdly, how you let go and move on is to love yourself. That love that you so freely give away to other people, redirect that energy back into yourself. And this is how we heal, and this is how we recharge. So love yourself. Go to the movies, go and have a nice dinner. Maybe you need to take a vacation. Go to the beach, go to the lake, go to the mountains, go take a hike, and so on. Didn't mean that. Yeah, I didn't mean that disrespectfully. But yeah, go take a hike if you are someone that is interested in hiking, right? Go for a swim. Go for a swim in the pool, etc. Have some fun. Redirect all of that energy back into yourself, and this is how you recharge. If you pour into a pathological narcissist, you are pouring into a black hole. Pathological narcissists are people that abandon their true selves in childhood. They are walking voids. Again, people, do not invite the grumpy old troll into your home, into your condo, into your apartment, into your soul. You're gonna tear your home up because they do not belong there. Grumpy old trolls exist under the bridge because that is where they live. And understand that empathetic people have no business being in the third dimension. Hence, it is important that you get the courage to walk away and stay away from toxic individuals. All you will find people in the 3D is suffering, chaos, abuse, drama, etc. And that really is it for this quick video here, kind folks. Ensure that you're liking these videos. Ensure that you are subscribed for more empowering content. If you have any questions or feedback, go ahead and leave that in the comment section. Sheikah is the name. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.